Are you guys ready for another Nintendo Prime stream? Let's go!
How's it going, everyone? I hope everything's looking all right. Are we doing good? Please say we're doing good. I have no idea. I'm using autofocus right now on the camera, so that's one thing. I don't have my studio light on, so that's another thing. So hopefully everything is looking clear to you guys. I hope so. If not, I apologize. I want it to look clear, but things happen. As an example, I can't get the stream to play back on my end. Every time I try to do it, it just crashes. So hopefully I'm actually live. If I'm not, well, oh well, what am I going to do about it? I guess I could just talk to nobody in the ether. But I'm trying to make sure that this actually goes out and is coming in clear. Yeah, it looks clear. Looks like the autofocus is working. So one nice thing about switching off of these mics here is I don't have to cover my face. And since I don't have to cover my face, the autofocus on the camera can actually stay in focus. Because what happens is when it covers your face, it tracks your eyes, but it also tracks my cheeks and my chin. And when the mic's in front of my face, whatever. Now, obviously, I don't know what the audio quality sounds like right now. Hopefully, it's not a massive downgrade. These are extremely, shall we say, expensive lavalier mics for this setup. But especially compared to prior lavalier mics I've owned. But, I'm good. I really, at this point, don't care. I want them just to sound pretty good. So as long as it sounds good, we're good. Because this was a big decision for me to make kind of last moment. This wasn't a plan for E3. These weren't in my budget for E3. But I decided that I didn't like, when I was watching back the Nintendo Prime podcast in particular last week, when we were testing out the full E3 set. You were there, guys, right? We had 4,600 of you guys watch that. When we had that set going, one thing I did not like is that Eric and my face were constantly being covered up by the microphones, which that happens because when you want the best quality from a microphone like this, you got to talk into it. And so when you talk into it, it's gonna cover things. That's just the way that it is. Now, there's multiple solutions I could have went with to solve this problem. One was a professional lavalier mic that hooks directly into my XLR sound system. Another way to improve it would have been to buy shotgun and boom mics, where I could have put a boom mic up here, I could have put a boom mic here, 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 and up here. So it's an array of 5 microphones that could have worked. The problem is that each one of those is definitely out of my budget. It was actually cheaper to go with this method. There is a time in the future where I might work in the 5 boom mic situation, but that's something to worry about in the future. We're going to go with this setup because I think it works and I think it sounds okay. I did my video today with it, and I noticed the sound quality wasn't quite what I'm accustomed to, but it was definitely good enough to push forward and give you guys a better production, even if I had to sacrifice a little bit of audio quality to do that. So first, I'm going to get to everyone in the chat and shout you guys out. Remember, if you have questions for me, this is mostly a Q&A tonight because we have a short stream. I usually start my streams around 8, sometimes 9 o'clock. We went with 10 p.m. tonight specifically because I was watching the Milwaukee Bucks destroy the Miami Heat. So if you're a Miami Heat fan, I'm kind of sorry about the ass whooping that my team just put on you. But then I'm not because you guys took us out last year. So payback is kind of a biatch. But again, series isn't over. Of course, everyone's going to remind me the Bucks went up 2-0 against Toronto 2 years ago, then lost 4 straight. I understand. I just don't see anything Miami can do about what Milwaukee's doing offensively or defensively. An all-switching defense combined with a offense that is extremely versatile and prevents you from running a wall against Giannis. Good luck with that. So, let me say hi to everyone in the chat. We got Brian C. here, Noah Henkel, Spitfire 720, StormX Quick is here, Shinobi Salom, Starman OK, Noah Henkel, Just One Boy, Alex Reese, Winkle Nose is here, Odyssey TC, let's see here, Carl Stroof, David Haney, Jesus Calderon, and also I saw you subscribe. I thought you already were subscribed. Did YouTube kick you off or something? I know that happens sometimes. Carl Struford is here, Game Challenge Wolf, Open Ball Pack, Sweet Life of Dio Brando, Emerald Gaming. We got Lauren Webb to Bone. Let's see here. I'm going on down. Edward Robinson, Ice Sonic. I know there was a super chat. It hasn't popped up on my screen yet, but I'll get to it here as soon as it does. Or was it a donation? If it was a donation, then I can't read it off. But if it's just a super chat, I'll get there. I think it's based on what I can see, is that a $1, $2 super chat? I can't tell from here. But I'll get to it in the chat in a moment. So whoever did that, thank you so much. We'll get to our little party for that. For those who don't know, every time we super chat, we party a little bit and have a little bit of fun. But I'll get to that super chat in a moment. Let's go. Daniel Craze's Cough. Let's see here. Robert Tolan. Bernardo Zayas is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Verum Verbi is here. Spitfire 720. Greg Plays Games. Martin Dijon. Ziploc 13. I already said Hedra Feather is here. Alex Reese is here. Matthew McDonald is here. Josh Coman's here. Donald Small. Elvin R. Ice Sonic R. Whoop whoop. Let's go, you guys. Buxton 4. I hope so, R. Let's see here. Thank you, Carlos Rodriguez, as well, for subscribing today or during the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Natsu is here. Dragon Chi 26. Mariano J. Rivera. I just realized that Mariano Rivera, this is your username. Is that your actual name? Or are you just a big Rivera fan? I know Mariano Rivera, one of the greatest closers of all time. Eshi Alexander, unless I'm getting that wrong and then I'm going to sound idiot, but I'm pretty sure that he was a closer for the Yankees. Or was it? Yeah, Yankees. Brian Morin, Mowgli Pocket. That's a cool little Switch light in the background. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you guys like this? You guys like this? Oh, yeah. That's part of our E3 giveaway this year, guys. This Switch light. It's real. It's in here. Let's see. I don't know if you could tell. Oh, there's no seal on the box. So I guess I could show you guys it's in here. I was going to show it during E3 to prove that it's actually in here and this isn't just an empty box. This is the Miitopia New Color Switch. All Switches in my area are completely sold out. I went in person to grab this bad boy. And this is actually my first time opening a Switch Lite. But there it is. There's your Switch Lite. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic because obviously whoever wins it's going to want it in new condition. So yeah, that is the Switch Lite. It's got the charger and all that in here. So I'm going to put that back in the box for whoever wins this during E3. So yes, you'll be able to win this. I actually don't know how hard it is to get this particular color since it just came out. I think it might be sold out. I haven't checked online retailers, but in my area, you can't even get any Switches. So this is a hot ticket item for our giveaway, along with stuff back here. I got some stuff down here. I got some stuff arriving on Wednesday. Also, big shout out. I'm going to give them a shout out during E3, but just literally as I was sitting here getting this stream starting, Ewin Racing reached out to me and they want to provide 2 chairs for our E3 stream so Eric and I can have a better experience than these cheap Walmart ones that we're sitting on. They're going to be sending us to them shipping out this week, should be arriving next week. So a big shout out to Ewin Racing for providing us a couple chairs. And I'll get you all the details for that stuff when the time is right during E3 in case you're interested in getting an Ewin Racing chair for yourself. They're just some nice office chairs and they have some cheaper offerings. You know, sometimes you get these gaming office chairs and they want $400, $500. They certainly have chairs like that, but they have cheaper offerings as well that are much more affordable and look really, really cool. So I don't know which ones they're sending us, but we're getting 2 of them. So that's going to be kind of cool. That's going to really make it more comfortable when Eric and I are sitting here for 12 straight hours providing coverage for you. Although you guys know I sing, I dance, I stand up and get crazy. So how much sitting am I really going to be doing? The whole Nintendo press conference, I might be standing like this. I'm like, oh boy, let's go. Except I'll be in frame. I'm obviously out of frame because this is set up for this stream. For E3, it's a lot wider shot, so there's more room for me to go nuts. All right. Congratulations on the chair partnership. Thanks. I had no idea that. I mean, they literally reached out to me and locked that in as I started the stream. So that's just cool. I didn't plan on it. It is what it is. I'm very happy about it. Yeah. Let's. He was the closer, the Sandman. Yeah. And it's your real name? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure that was who I'm thinking of. I'm not a Yankees guy, but I do like baseball. I'm a Brewers fan. Obviously, I'm from Wisconsin, so. All right. I said hi to most people. If I missed you, I apologize. I don't mean to. So first up, before I get into your questions, 'cause I see questions already rolling in, let's get into the E3 schedule stuff. So we've known about Square Enix for a while, and in fact, let me look up Square Enix. I didn't have them up here, but Square Enix E3 2021 schedule. They already announced the day, and so I think this article here has it. Maybe. Let's see here. All right. So here's the schedule as it stands today. So E3 starts on June 12th. All right. There is going to be a indie conference actually starting on June 5th. There's going to be Indie Live Expo. So that is something that's happening then on June 5th. On June 10th is obviously the Summer Game Fest. So we will be covering that and live reacting to that. But when it comes to the actual main E3 conference that starts on June 12th. So here's what we know. This is before the new announcements today. At 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have the Ubisoft Forward on June 12th. We know that is factually happening on June 12th. On June 13th, we have the PC Gaming Show. So we'll be obviously live reacting to all of that. And the Futures Game Show. What's interesting is that we did have an announcement for Square Enix. And for some reason, it is not popping up. I'm kind of confused. They did have a date up, and now maybe they pulled it. Maybe they're rescheduling. But yeah, we do know when Ubisoft Forward is happening. At least one Ubisoft Forward. They teased that it might do multiple Ubisoft Forwards. But today we got a new announcement for something happening during E3. And let me get in. That is Limited Run. So Limited Run, if you don't know, they create limited runs, making physical copies of typically indie games. This is really cool for people who like to collect physical games, especially on Switch. Obviously, most indie games are digital only until Limited Run comes along and gives you a one-time opportunity to own a physical copy. It's really, really cool. And they announced on Twitter today, it says, it's about time for our annual, very exciting electronic announcement event showcase produced by Mega 64. Which is really cool that Mega 64 is doing it, because if you recall, Mega 64 partnered with Nintendo some years ago. I can't remember exactly which E3 it was, but you guys remember the Reginator? You remember the laser eyes with the guy saying, "Reggie, where's Mother 3?" And then he lights him on fire in the crowd. That was all Mega 64. Remember the tease up to that with Fiza Mech going into the Nintendo headquarters and running on battery power and all. Yeah, anyways, that was Mega 64 teaming up with Nintendo. It was really cool. Some people consider this part of the heyday of Iwata and Reggie and all that, really buying into the meme culture. Well, Mega 64 is helping Limited Run Games with their presentation. It says they're going to have over 25 physical game announcements, which is just insane. So 25 games getting physical announcements. And they are going on June 14th, which is Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, that's when they're doing their E3 stuff. So that's really, really cool. You know that we'll probably be covering that as long as it's not overlapping other things. It does come close to the Ubisoft Forward, but it's possible the Ubisoft Forward's done before this. So there you go. That's what the schedule is looking like as of right now. All right, so let me get to the chat now. Do you guys got any questions? You guys have whatever? It's Q&A time. Anything you want. We did get that super chat in, so I need to go back up and shout out that super chat, because every time we super chat, this is what happens.
Thank you, A Nash Productions, for the $1.
Thank you so much for that $1, A Nash Productions, for breaking the proverbial wall. Also, if we hit 5 members tonight, I know I forgot to reset the members again, so we're really at 0 out of 5. But if we get 5 members, so I guess when the ticker says 8 members, we will do a giveaway. So every 5 new members that we get during a live stream, we do a giveaway for the entire chat. So if we get to 8 or 13 or 18 in that case tonight, every 5 is a new giveaway. So let's see if that happens tonight. I kind of doubt it, because we're doing a shorter stream. We probably only got about another hour and 20 minutes to go here. But cheers, man. Thank you so much for that. Let's get into your guys' questions. Be sure to at me in the chat to get your questions in. I'm going to scroll right to the bottom here because I know that I missed a bunch of your guys' questions, but it is what it is. Oh boy.
Thank you, Mariano Warfare, for the $2.
Yeah, he says, dance to the Studiopolis zone. Not going to be doing that, pulling that one off tonight. I don't have things set up to actually do custom music like that. But thank you so much for that. I do appreciate the support. All right, let me get to some of your guys' questions. Remember, at Nintendo Prime in the chat so your comment gets highlighted, or you can super chat or whatever, and that pushes it right to the top of the pile. It says, will you be able to ship any prizes from your E3 show up here in Canada? Yes. We are shipping our prizes anywhere in US and Canada. Some things we might be willing to ship internationally. I'm looking up shipping rates at the moment. I can tell you right now, we will not be shipping the Switch Lite internationally. Unfortunately, the cost to ship an electronic internationally costs almost as much as the Switch Lite itself costs. So it would be a stupid waste of money. At that point, I should just give you the money to buy a Switch Lite locally through PayPal or something instead of actually sending you this, even though you might not be able to get this color, and even though Switches might be sold out where you are. It's just kind of one of those unfortunate realities that, hey, shipping is a thing. I got to consider the cost on the shipping versus the cost of the product, just for my own sanity, because there's already been so much money spent on a bunch of stuff, some stuff that's still coming in. But yeah, for the most part, most of our stuff can be shipped to Canada just fine. It's actually not that much more expensive to send stuff to the Canadians. What is your Fire Emblem 3 House's path? Yours is Blue Lions. Do I even remember? I will remember if I look it up. Hold on. I haven't played Fire Emblem 3 Houses in a while. So let's see here. Yeah, I was the Black Eagles. Got it. I had to look it up. I was the Black Eagles. Yep. Let's see here. So Roger Dat Soldier says, so you think Nintendo will show the Direct on the 14th or 15th? I don't know. Why can't it be the 12th or the 13th? I have no idea when they're going to show it. According to Jeff Grubb, we're going to find out this week. And based on Limited Run Games announcement, it kind of feels like we're already starting. Like there might be a company announcing every day this week or something when they're going at E3. Because a week from now is like Media Week begins. So it's one of those situations where we kind of have to know what's happening or Media Week can't happen. So John Jagger says, why didn't you talk about the full Square Enix leak? There has to be more info. So based on some of the people I have talked to that have seen it, yes, the entire show is leaked. The whole thing. There are probably hundreds of media members at this point that have seen the entire Square Enix show from start to finish. We're talking the entire digital showcase they're doing or whatever they decide to call it. So why am I not talking about the full leak? I haven't seen it. And the people who have not reported anything but the new Final Fantasy game. I think there is a back room, an understood agreement that certain things from this that are just going to trickle out over time. Essentially, the media outlets are going to milk this for the next 2 weeks until E3, right? That's what's going to happen. They're going to milk what they know collectively together at selected times and dates. So yeah, we're going to get things leaked. The question is somebody going to leak the individual trailers? Because that's what a lot of us want to see. We want to see the trailers. So will the trailers ever get out, or are we just going to hear information about the games, and then we still have to wait for E3? I have no idea how the media is going to handle this. It just takes one bad egg for us to find out everything. So we'll see. But I presented what is publicly known. I don't have access to it behind the scenes. I just know people who have seen it, and they won't even tell me. And unfortunately, Samus Hunter isn't one of them, or I probably would know, and I would tell you guys. Even though I know Samus Hunter said she wouldn't talk about it publicly, even if she did know. But she told me she doesn't. Not a surprise. She has a connection to Nintendo, not Square Enix. Let's see here. Brachia18 says, do you think we will get a new Mario Strikers game at E3? I highly doubt it. My thing with sports titles is you're going to see like probably one every year or every other year, and we're already getting Mario Golf this year. I would not expect any other sports title this year. So next best time is sometime next year, and even then they might skip a year. I mean, how hasn't it been like 2 years now since Mario Tennis Aces? So yeah, it's one of those. I wouldn't even expect a sports game every year. They're made by Camelot in general. Camelot's just wrapping up Mario Golf, so they're not going to have another game ready to show. Just my opinion. They could work on more than one, but I just doubt it. Let's see here. Do you think we will see Metroid Prime 4? Says Blazing Eagle 6, Blazing Eagle 172. No, I unfortunately do not think that Metroid Prime 4 is going to end up being shown at E3. Kind of a bummer. I know. It's lame. I get it. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Someone's got to get fired for that leak. Someone probably will get fired for that leak. For the entire media to know the whole Square, it's just insane to me. Jamanda Bob says, how is it that the whole show hasn't gotten out yet? Because there is, what do they say? Honor among thieves? I don't blame the media members who have access to it. It's whoever at Square gave access to the media members. They're the person that's really the evil. But it's one of those honor among thieves. It's one of those, we know it all, but the only people that know it all are like legit journalists. They're not like hacks, right? They're not YouTubers. They're actual journalists, like people who work at Kotaku or Polygon or Video Game Chronicle or Bloomberg or IGN. So it's easier for them to communicate with each other and be like, hey, do we want to race to get out all the information as quick as possible and then have nothing to talk about after a couple days? Or is it better for them to trickle information out from it, all these outlets, give them lots of stories they could talk about over the next 2 weeks, make lots of articles, prepare content around this stuff, and call it a day? Then there's obviously some people that have NDAs, right? So even though they've seen the conference, they're under NDA. It's also entirely possible that Square Enix, after this leak happened, reached out to all of these publications and just simply asked them not to talk about it. That's always possible too, and they could be honoring Square Enix's word. As far as I'm aware, no, small news websites gotten their hands on it yet. Is that going to happen eventually? Probably, but it hasn't happened yet. Basically, when I can get my hands on it, lets you know that if I have my hands on it, the whole thing's leaked publicly somewhere. I'm actually scouring 4chan a lot because that's probably the first place it's going to pop up.
Oh, Brian C. Thank you for the $1.99. But we're not gonna party for you because you're going to sleep. Brian C. said it's bedtime for me. Have an awesome rest of the stream. Thank you so much, my man. And go get some sleep.
Later, Brian C. Man, you go get some sleep. I appreciate you stopping by even for a brief moment and then showing a little bit of love. It's all good. Let's get another quick little beer shotty in here. And let's get into the rest of your guys' questions tonight. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling back up because there were a couple good questions I want to get to. My next question is on a scale of 1 to 10. Says Roger That Soldier. What's the possibility of the next Mario Kart announcement at E3 Direct? I would say a 5. I know that's literally like a 50-50 shot, but I'm not sure that if they show a kart game, it's going to be Mario Kart. Could be Nintendo Kart, could be Diddy Kong Racing, could be F-Zero. I'm not exactly sure it's going to be a Mario Kart. I'm not sure they're going to show a racing game at all. So I'm just going to go with, yeah, I know there's that rumor out there about Mario Kart. I get it. Or some sort of kart game. So I'm just going to go with 5 out of 10, 50-50 shot. Let me see here. Marty Dijon says, what eShop improvements will be made? It kind of looks like they're going to come up with a suggestions system. If you think about Netflix, you think about Hulu, a lot of these streaming services, they have suggestions, right? They have, here's what you're watching, and then a bunch of stuff suggested based on what you've watched. And then sometimes they'll give you suggestions that are basically new content they pushed out that they're trying to promote, right? They're coming up with a system, it appears. They filed the patent in 2019, got approved in April of this year. That is a very complex system that takes into factor user reviews, like Metacritic ratings, games that you've played, hours you spent playing, the games your friends have played, and combines it all to create a rating system that gives you suggestions for games that they think you will like on the eShop. So it is a suggestions rating system to basically make the eShop better. Because one of the big things in the eShop, it's hard to discover things. But if you're somebody who plays a lot of indie games, a lot of smaller titles, a lot of RPGs, a lot of Celeste games, or something like that, you're more likely to find more games like that due to this system. That's the idea. It's another way to sift through content and make content suggestions that are more catered. It's very shocking that the Xbox, PlayStation 5, and Switch don't have any of this. Not to say the Xbox and PlayStation platforms don't have other ways that their shops are organized that are better than the eShop. Obviously they do. None of them have great recommendations. And I see my youngest son chiming in over there. Are you thirsty, buddy? Yeah? Okay, I got to go get him a water. I will be right back. I'll play some music for you guys, and you guys can enjoy speculating amongst yourself. And let me leave you with this question. What is the #1 announcement you want to see Nintendo do at E3? And I will be right back, guys. Hi, we're back, right? All good? Didn't take too long. He literally just needed some water. All right, let's get to the next question here. What do you think the TMNT game is coming out? I have no idea. I'm assuming this summer, right? Shredder's Revenge looks so good. What's more likely for E3, a Donkey Kong game by the EPD 8, the 3D Mario team, or a 2D Metroid by Mercury Steam? Let's go with a Donkey Kong game. I think they're both going to happen at E3, by the way. But Donkey Kong. Will Baldo be shown at E3? I have no idea. Maybe. What do you think is going to be the big Mind F Smash announcement. A new Zelda character. I know. Is that really Mind F? I don't know, but I'm going to go with that. Let me go to some of you guys' responses to the question before I left about what you guys want. Marty DeJean says, a Star Fox game. Thank you for subscribing, The Elite. And for Shmi Yaya, thank you for subscribing. Let's see here. Someone wants a custom Robo game. Someone wants Wind Waker or Twilight Princess HD. What am I watching? I thought I was watching something pre-recorded. No. This is a live stream. This is not one of those premieres, right? YouTube has this premiere thing. Oh, but guess what just happened?
Thank you, Bangarang Rufio, for the $5.
Yeah, it's funny. I went to say thank you to Bangarang Rufio, and I instinctively went to grab the microphone that's not here. This is my first day with the new setup, and I'm like, oh, wait. Oh, got it. Hi. This mic. Oh, gosh. Bangarang Rufio says, theory dive with you on Breath of the Wild 2. Oh, boy, here we go. Some Zelda theories. You mentioned that you think the story will tie into Skyward Sword. A little bit. I don't think the whole story is based around that. How does the story come full circle in Breath of the Wild 2? Here's the problem with this question, Bangarang Rufio. There are millions of people, including probably people in this very live stream, that are going to be playing this game for the first time, Skyward Sword HD. So anything I talk about in terms of linking up the story, making it come full circle, is going to spoil Skyward Sword HD. And now, I can argue, who cares? The game came out a decade ago. Who cares about spoilers? I usually agree, except for when a game's about to be re-released, and it's about to be re-released after the best-selling Zelda game of all time in Breath of the Wild. So, I'm going to refrain. I really apologize. I'm going to refrain from having that conversation until after Skyward Sword HD comes out. Now, I'm not going to have some long 1, 2, 3 week wait to talk about spoilers with that game. Probably the day of release, or at least within the week of release, I will probably be comfortable talking about spoilers at that point, because it is a decade-old game. In addition to it just came back out, and you mean if you don't want to get spoiled, don't watch my content or watch my streams, go play the damn game, right? But if setting that all aside, I'm not going to talk about that now, out of respect for people who don't know the story yet, since we are getting this game again in a couple months. But it's something I really want to talk about it. If it does come up possibly in any content before E3, it'll be on a podcast, and it will be in a set topic space with a spoiler warning. So that's just something I'm throwing out there, that if we do happen to talk about this, that's the setting it's going to happen in, not on one of these sporadic live streams. But thank you so much for the $5 of support. I think that is worthy of oh my gosh, it's heavy, of a rum chata. So let's get a rum chata one in here and move on. This thing is so heavy. Every time I feel like I gotta hold this thing like it's my baby. It is so heavy. I don't buy 1.75s very often, but I needed to load up a little extra for you guys. Holy crud. All right. I think I made a joke about doing curls with that last time. All right. Should get some Fireball and do one of those cinnamon toast crunch shots. Those things are great. Just One Boy says, do you think Ocarina of Time with Majora's Mask HD remakes are going to be more like Mario 3D All-Stars, or complete reworks but better than they did for the 3DS? If Grezzo's doing them, they're just going to be HD versions of Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. If Grezzo's doing them. I don't think they're full-on remakes. I want to be very clear about that. If that's not the case, then it could be a 3D All-Star situation, or I don't think they exist at all. That's my take on it. They are definitely not full-on remaking them. So anyone that hopes that, yeah, that's not happening. Because that would be done by the main Zelda team, who's currently making Breath of the Wild 2. Spoilers are eternal. What Zelda character do I think could be added to Smash? How about some Groose? Set the Groose loose. They wouldn't do it in Hyrule Warriors. The OG Hyrule Warriors and Hyrule Warriors Legends, and then Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. They refuse to set the Groose loose. It's time. Welcome to Grooseland. Mother bleeper. Not ready to swear yet. Sometimes I swear on stream. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. You know what happens to you personally don't care. That's all right. Some people will, though. And I have to consider people that watch my streams after the fact. We actually tend to get, surprisingly, a couple thousand views on my live streams after we're done streaming, which is kind of neat. It means that people that miss the stream care to go back and watch. I don't know how much they're watching, but yeah, this is a shorter stream, so there's a higher potential that people will watch the entire stream. So, Panda Production Studios, can't stay on my lunch break, is nearly over. Gotta watch the stream when I get home in 2 hours. See? Prime example. There's someone right now admitting they're gonna watch the stream later. So there you go. Just perfect example that, I have to consider people that aren't also here. Let me see. We're for Zelda news anyways. Zelda. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum. Hey buddy, the Prime is live. What's up, Twiggy? How's it going, man? Emerald Gaming says, isn't one of your first videos an epic version of the Skyward Sword trailer? Oh, you know it. You know it. Fun fact, the website that I was running at the time, Zelda Informer, blew up around the time Skyward Sword came out. So while that game didn't sell very well, it kind of propelled our website at the time. Let's see here. Oh!
Thank you, Santiago Soils, for the $2.
Totally said your name wrong too. It's Solus, isn't it? Santiago Solus. What do you think is happening with Breath of the Wild 2 at E3? We're getting a trailer. Okay. We're going to get a release, if not a date, a release month. But I think we're getting a release date with the trailer. I think we're going to end up also seeing Nintendo Treehouse at some point play a live demo. That's my opinion, anyways. Could be wrong. Well, that's what I think is going to happen. Neoflight 23 says, I heard some rumblings about Injustice 3 in here. Okay. What's my favorite Nintendo franchise? I suppose it's not obvious right now. It used to be, so my old set used to be extremely obvious what my favorite franchise was, but let's just see. We'll draw this guy in a little closer. Maybe that'll help you out. What else can we grab around here? Oh man, it would just be a real. It would just be a real shame if I just keep grabbing things that are relevant to my favorite franchise of all time. A bunch of things we just happen to be giving away during E3. Oh man, what else can I grab right now? Oh man, I swear there's more. I mean, I got this nice little hoodie thing we're giving. I mean, it'd just be a shame if I just had all this merchandise that we're giving away that surrounds my favorite franchise of all time. It's okay. It's not as obvious what it is anymore because it doesn't dominate my set like it once did. Because we have expanded, obviously, beyond just covering that franchise. But yeah, it's Zelda. Zelda. All the way. Excuse me. And that was a nice excuse for me to advertise a bunch of stuff that we're giving away during E3, so thank you for that. Let's see here. Emerald Gaming says, I have plans to go to E3 2022 or 2023, so hope to see you there if you go. So we went to E3 2019 and E3 2018, not 2017, but then I also went to E3 2016. Obviously, we're not going this year because there isn't one to go to, and we got this big live show. The thing is, I'm not sure if Here's the conundrum. And I talked about this before. If our E3 live show goes great, the giveaways go great, the growth grows great, you guys end up really loving the show, it ends up being something entirely unique and different from what the IGNs and the people that go in person do, I'm at an impasse because the money I use to run the E3 show this year would typically be the budget that I use to go to E3 itself. So when I go to E3, there's some things that can't be replaced by doing an at-home show. The number one thing is hands-on impressions, playing the games for myself and being able to talk about them from a first-person perspective of having played them. That is like the largest, biggest reason that we go to E3. I'm there to work. I might go with a gamer pass, a media pass. It doesn't matter what it says on my pass. I am there to record footage, play games, get experience with them, get a lot of experience with them, play them multiple times so I could talk about them in depth and give impressions on individual games, give you exclusive game footage, and then obviously create conversations and podcasts and all that surrounding that hands-on experience. That is something I cannot do without going to E3. All right? I can't replicate that. It's impossible. At the same point, this year, that isn't even an option. So since that isn't an option, at least it's not an option for me, maybe there's select media like IGN that will get to play it. Since that's not an option, I have to expand, or I feel like I need to expand what we're doing for just reactions, because every creator in the world is going to be, every content creator, every YouTuber, Twitch streamer is going to be live reacting to E3, right? They're going to do their live stream format. They're going to throw the stuff up, whether they partner with E3 or not for it, and they're going to, react. They're going to live react because that's just what content creators do. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And we do that as well every single year in addition to the coverage. The problem we have is, since we're making this show such a big deal, a live set, special guests, lots of giveaways, just crazy competitions and all this jazz that might go very, very well. It's something that I'm going to have to evaluate when it's all over and think about, do I go back to E3 or is it more advantageous to keep growing that show? Keep growing our E3 show versus focusing on hands-on impressions. I think they're both invaluable. And in an ideal world, we would do both, right? I would live closer to LA. I would do the big, massive live show. And then it would end with Nintendo, and then I would go to the show floor. And then after Nintendo, go to the show floor and do all my things, get all my hands-on impressions, come back and still make all that content. That's the ideal world. But I don't live by LA. So to do this big show, I live in Wisconsin, it would run all the way up until E3 begins, and then I'd hop on a plane, I'd miss the entire first day of E3, and then at that point, I'm scrambling just to enjoy a day and a half of E3. And that just doesn't seem like a workable, feasible thing for me to do. So I'm pushing this show as much as I can, but I got some big decisions to make for 2022, 2023, 2024, and if I'm going to be returning to E3, or do I wait to return to E3 until we can get media badges? Because currently we do not qualify for media badges. Media badges require 100,000 subscribers, which we do not have, and require 50,000 views per video, which we're not even close to having. We're not even close to getting 10,000 views per video, let alone 50. So it's one of those, do I wait until I can get media passes before going back, and do I just keep expanding this live show in the meantime? And then by the time they consider us media, do we have the kind of funds that we just put a live booth on the show floor and do our live show right there from E3 as an exhibitor? Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. So that's just some ideas percolating in my brain, and I have no idea which way it's going to go because I don't know how this year's show is going to do. So let's just get through this show and we'll see what happens. But maybe we'll see you there. Maybe we will see you there. Speaking of seeing something, I did see this earlier. Let's go.
Thank you, Link the Jedi, for the $5.
Thank you so much, Link the Jedi, for those $5. He says, greetings, exalted one. Oh boy, hold on.
Greetings, Exalted One. Why do you think Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD haven't been ported to the Switch yet? Do you think they will be bundled with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time HD this year?
And the answer to that is no. I think if Breath of the Wild doesn't come out this year, we will get Twilight Princess HD and the Wind Waker HD bundled together released this year. If we get Breath of the Wild this year, we will get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD bundled together early next year. As for Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask HD, I don't think they exist. Game Over Jesse keeps telling me they exist. We keep talking about it, but I don't think they're real anyways. And I don't think there's a chance in hell all 4 games get bundled together while Skyward Sword HD releases on its own with no new content. Like, yeah, well, we got 3D All-Stars, but then they still released 3D World. Yeah, and they had that entire Bowser's Fury mode added. So if they have a massive content edition like that for Skyward Sword HD, okay, sure, then I could see all 4 games getting bundled together for like a 3D Zelda All-Stars. But short of that, there's no way in hell they're gonna like make Skyward Sword look horrible by packaging the other 4 3D Zelda games together to go up against it. That just, nope, I'm sorry. I just don't see that happening. I wish I did, because that would be great. Let me get a little rum chata for you and move on to the next question here. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the chat here because sorry if I don't get to all you guys' questions. I'm trying. It's just, I've only got probably another 40-ish minutes here of this stream. It's a short one tonight. So there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to get to everyone's questions tonight. So that is just an unfortunate part of doing a shorter stream. Obviously, when I do longer streams, I can usually get through every question. But, I got to be reasonable over here. I don't want people who pop in for a few minutes to feel like they're ignored. So I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, all right? Remember, you don't have to super chat to get your question asked. It just, gets it to the top of the pile. All right. Jamando Bob says, I don't think 50K per video is enough to get a live show booth at E3. Here's the fun fact about E3. It ain't about how many views you get. All that takes to be an exhibitor is that green stuff. That's it. Anyone can be an exhibitor at E3. You need a business license and money. That's it. They don't care what your viewership is. They don't care at all. I probably get more views than some of the indie games that buy booths there get sales. It's about business license and money. You have that, and you can have a booth at E3. That's it. That's it. It's not about views. So that's why I said if we ever get big enough to the point that I can even consider budgeting to do that, that would be sweet. I'd have to start price. I have priced it out once before a long time ago as just like a joke, and then I'm like, I'm actually curious, what would it cost to get like, we don't need like a huge space, right? It would to get like a 20 by 20 foot space or something like that, right? Green stuff, gotta be talking about grass, right? Totally. Let's see. Joe Kino says, not exactly a video game question, but what's your favorite animated movie? That's a very good question. It's changed several times in my life, but I kind of always default back to Aladdin, the original Aladdin. There's something about that original Aladdin movie that, just the performances, the musical numbers. It felt like it was in the heyday of Disney, and it also felt like back then that Aladdin was a little bit underrated. Everyone was giving all the props to Lion King, and then eventually Toy Story, and all these other great movies that were coming out from Disney. And Aladdin just it got some sequels, but it didn't really seem to get the same pub or the same attention. And that's sad because I feel like, it's one of the greatest movies Disney's ever made. So that is my favorite animated. Because I've bounced around to other ones over the years. But that's the one that just always sticks in my mind as a favorite since I was a kid. Let me see. You live in Wisconsin. What is your opinion on cheese? I like cheese. Cheese is good. It's all fat, and I shouldn't have it. It would help me lose weight if I could quit it. But cheese is good. That's my opinion on cheese. PlayStation Nintendo Win says, you keeling me with no Majora's Mask Ocarina of Time talk. I'm keeling you? Yeah, well, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? It's hard when I don't believe it's going to happen. I want to be proven wrong. Nintendo, prove me wrong. Please. Game Over Jesse's trying really hard to prove me wrong. And I respect the hustle. I just have a lack of faith that they are actually going to do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But for some reason, I just don't believe it. I can't bring myself to buy into it. Let's see here. Would I rather get the N64 or the 3DS version? I'd rather get the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time and the N64 version of Majora's Mask. Can we make that happen? I don't like what they did to Majora's Mask in the 3D version. They ruined the bosses and they ruined swimming with the Zora mask. That sucks. I don't need giant eyeballs, and there was nothing broken with the swimming in the first place with the Zora mask. Why did they fundamentally change it? Beats the hell out of me. I don't mind the changes to the water temple to make it a bit easier to know where you're going and not get disoriented. I don't mind most of the change. I don't mind the addition of the fishing pond. But man, they really made that game way easier than it needed to be made. They didn't need to make the changes that they did like that. And then they ruined swimming, which actually made that part of the game harder and unenjoyable. That's dumb. Do you think Dragon Ball Z Kakarot can be released on the Switch? Absolutely. In fact, that's been rumored on Switch for a while. It's one of those things that I think is just going to come eventually without much fanfare. Dramatic says, oh, I already read that. Man, there's so many good questions, guys. I don't know how I'm going to get to even half of these questions. From Pillar to Post, would you want to see Square and Nintendo team up and do a Mario RPG remake? I feel like they abandoned Geno and yeah. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't want a Mario RPG remake or at least a sequel or something, right? It was so beloved, but it obviously didn't sell the greatest since they didn't really keep that going, right? So sales are everything for Nintendo. Things got to sell for them to keep making it. Open Ball Pack says, do you think they will announce a virtual console and 2D Metroid? 2D Metroid, yes. I don't know if they're going to announce the VC or not. I hope so. It would be nice just to know it's coming. I don't think it will hurt Switch sales to announce it at all. I don't think it's going to hurt Nintendo Switch Online subscriptions to announce it because I don't think most people subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online for that crap. I mean, you guys see that lineup they just announced? You see the dislikes for it, like the new games they're adding in June or whatever to the Switch Online service. Like, there's so many great games that aren't there yet, and they're adding those. I don't think people are going to miss the NES and SNES app. I don't think there's anyone who is personally subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online for those apps. I think they view them as perks, as bonuses, but we are probably subscribed because we have to be to play Nintendo games online. Because you twist our arm to pay a subscription fee to play online. That's really why any of us are subscribed, I think. So, I absolutely think they should announce it, and I don't think it hurts Nintendo to announce it. But I don't think they will, because I'm not sure if it exists. Even though it comes from Samus Hunter, pretty damn good track record with Samus Hunter, but maybe it's just not announced at E3. Maybe it's something they announce closer to when it's actually going to come out, because I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. Thoughts on the first Pokemon Ranger? I'm picking it up tomorrow. I haven't played it, so I don't know. I can't speak to Pokemon Ranger. Maybe someone in the chat can help you out and give you some quick thoughts. Someone in the chat give at Talberon, Talberon. Someone in the chat give him some quick impressions on the first Pokemon Rangers. I haven't played it, so it's not something I feel I can give recommendations on. But I'm sure someone in the chat can. Name guess for Breath of the Wild 2? Breath of the Wild 2. Moving on. What is more likely, a Smash player touching grass or Xenoblade 3 this E3? Smash player touching grass. Yes, Aladdin, dude. Aladdin's great, man. Have you ever played Cadence of Hyrule? Duh. Name a Zelda thing I haven't played. I dare you. You don't know that I don't think there's a Zelda thing in existence I haven't played. And good luck finding one that I haven't, because I've tried even the most obscure of things. Let's see here. PlayStation or Xbox? Why not both? Why not all three? I have a PlayStation 5 right behind the camera. I got an Xbox Series X right to the camera's right. I got a Nintendo Switch right here. I got a gaming PC there. This is technically a gaming-capable laptop right here, even though this is technically what I use for school. And my iPhone 12 can clearly do mobile gaming just fine as well. So pick your poison. I factually play games on every single one of these machines. Now, I don't play them all at the same time. Things kind of rotate as certain games come out I want to play, and stuff like that, depending on what mood I'm in. So it rotates. You know, I don't sit here and play all these platforms every single day, right? I don't even play games every single day. But I do play games every single week. And what platforms I'm playing at the time rotates. Obviously, Nintendo stuff tends to be my focus, not just at this channel, but in what I play. But I also, I am this close to being done with Miles Morales. And then I'm moving on. I've already completed Sackboy on PlayStation 5 and Astrobot or whatever that was packed in. I'm almost done with Miles Morales, which is good since Ratchet and Clank's coming up. And then on Xbox Series X, I completed AC Valhalla, and I play Madden on that one. I don't really have anything else I'm playing on Xbox Series X at the moment. I tried out a few games, the medium, stuff like that. I'm kind of waiting for the next big Xbox game or third-party game that comes to Game Pass that I really want to play on there. On Switch, I'm playing basically Smash Bros. Exclusively right now because I'm practicing for E3. On PC right now, I want to start playing Crusader Kings 3. I don't own it yet. I'm debating on also, I own all the HD versions of Age of Empires, and it's funny because I have Game Pass now, so like I could have just got them without buying them. But I'm debating on playing those games a bit more leading up to the release of Age of Empires 4. Otherwise, I chime in about once a week to play World of Warcraft a bit. I don't have the time to play World of Warcraft like I once did, but I still enjoy the game. I played the Zelda CDI games. Not only did I play them, I beat all 3 of them. Only once. Probably never will pick those games up again. Thoughts on Subnautica? I'm thinking of picking it up. My friend said it's just okay. It depends on what you're into. Okay? If you like more exploration-based survival games, it's great. If you're not into that kind of game, it's probably just okay. It's not a game that I would say is like a must play, but it's fine. It's good. It's not a game that I think you'll buy and be disappointed unless you're expecting it to be like Breath of the Wild or Odyssey or Halo Infinite or Ratchet and Clank. You're expecting it to be like some game of the year kind of game. It's not that, but for what it is, it's pretty good. Why do you think we have not been given? This is from Dragon Chi 26, one of our members. Thank you so much. Hopefully we get some more members of the board tonight. Remember, if you guys hit that join button and become a member, you become a member of the board of directors of Nintendo Prime. You become a supporter and all that jazz. You get your name colored. You get special emojis in the chat. You get recognized on stream, and you help us grow our member base and get us one step closer to a live giveaway. All right. Why do you think we have not been given a way to buy/play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door at all? With how beloved it was, when might they give us that opportunity? I don't think it's sold well enough. And that is my answer. And so we're not going to get that opportunity unless it comes to a virtual console like system someday. Fraud. Riley Peddler calling me a fraud. In what way? I'm cool with some criticism, but can we expand upon that criticism, right? Like, you just come in and call me a fraud. What is that? Well, a fraud at what? What am I faking over here? My beard, is it fake? Is this not real? Feels real. Feels real. I mean, what am I? Am I not here? Am I in an alternate reality? Is this like Tron right now? You missed the Attitude Era of Nintendo. Not really. I grew up in it. It was just a lot of console wars. Don't really miss arguing with people over the stupidest of stuff. Oh, welcome, Santiago Salas. He has become
a champion. Woo!
Welcome to be the member of the board of directors for Nintendo Prime. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that support, and welcome to the Champions League. All right. Let's see here. We are one step closer to a live giveaway. Let's get to some more questions here. Thoughts on Tingles balloon fight? It's good. I think the entire Tingle trilogy is good. Now, 2 of them you got to pay fan-made English translations if you don't speak Japanese. But you could play the first one. That one did release in Europe. It does have an official English translation. I think they're all really good. They're not like if you come into it expecting a Zelda game, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But they're very story heavy. And I gotta tell you, the backstory to Tingle is maybe one of the saddest backstories in all of Zelda. It is. People make fun of him. I know some people in the West don't like Tingle. They think he's weird. There's a reason for everything. And if you ever get the opportunity to play the games, to play the translated versions of the games, you're gonna learn some deep aspects of Tingle that might even bring you to tears. Now, the gameplay might not be for you. I have no idea. A lot more puzzle like than anything. There is some combat and stuff as well, but the combat kind of feels like mini game like, if that makes sense. But they're just really nice games. That's all I can say. They're just really nice games. I don't like spoiling things that I know most of you guys haven't played. Maybe if I do a dedicated video about it sometime, that's different, because then you're choosing to be spoiled. But yeah, like if I ever say why Tingle's the deepest character in Zelda, that would obviously be a video full of Tingle spoilers. And maybe that's a video I do someday. I don't know. I've always wanted to make a video about Tingle, so we'll see. That's kind of a in the back of my mind, way down the road idea, because it's going to take a lot of time. Because I'm going to have to dig those games back up, play them, get footage recorded, take a lot of notes. It's not like a simple sit down and be done in an hour, have a conversation on a live stream kind of thing. It's something that's going to take, I would venture to guess, over 100 hours to put it together. But gosh, will it be a really cool video. You think there'll be a local co-op in Splatoon 3? Yes. You're right about Nintendo. If a game won't sell well, they won't do a sequel. That's exactly. Like when they tell you, oh, we need a unique idea to bring F-Zero back. No, what you need is a guarantee that F-Zero is going to sell well. If the last F-Zero game sold extremely well, we'd have more F-Zero games. But it didn't. So we don't. And that's why Metroid, almost went away for a bit. That's why we almost lost Fire Emblem. Because the game stopped selling. And now, Fire Emblem's selling better than ever, and we'll see with Metroid. Metroid Prime 4 needs to do well. If Metroid Prime 4, after all these years, all the investments, rebooting development, doesn't move like 6 to 8 million copies, I don't know if we're ever getting another Metroid game again. I'm just being completely honest. I think this is like the last hurrah for Metroid if people don't pick it up and buy it in record numbers. Which, by the way, record numbers just above 4 million. That's what Metroid Prime 4 sold, and no other Metroid games come close. So if they can't sell, 6, 8 million copies of Metroid Prime 4 on the most popular Nintendo platform ever made, I think that's it. I think that's the nail in the coffin. We're kind of lucky that Other M and Prime Hunters weren't the nail in the coffin. So, how much should I spend on PC that all I want to do is play Minecraft and Terraria? You don't need much for that. Right now, building a PC is dumb. Don't build a PC right now. You want to buy a pre-built, that's different, but that can get a little pricey sometimes. You're better off buying something like a $500 gaming laptop. You can get like a $500 gaming one. Just make sure it has at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can buy something like that at Walmart even, and perfectly be fine to play Minecraft and Terraria forever. And if you want to, you can check if it has HDMI ports to hook it up to an external monitor if you want. You can buy a separate mouse like I use on mine, because I'm not a big trackpad guy. I'll use trackpads if I have to. I'm just not a big fan of them. I suppose if I use them more often, I get used to it. But yeah, that's just something you could do. I personally wouldn't even worry about buying an actual PC right now. Component prices are just through the roof. Even for like a really bare basic PC that you need to play something like Minecraft or Terraria, I would just suggest a laptop, a cheap $500 laptop. Don't go too far less than that. And then if you go to like the Chromebook ranges, not only will it likely not play your games, they're not going to last like more than a year. So, what's up, Game Over? Jesse, is your podcast done? Are you all done? I'm guessing your podcast is done since you're here. Welcome. How'd it go? I watched little bits and pieces of it. Obviously, that's why I popped in, gave you a little super chat. I was afraid to really talk much during your podcast. I didn't want to make Andre uncomfortable because I don't think Andre Seegers likes me too much. And anyone who's been following my channel will know why. So I didn't want to make things too awkward for him. But I hope that it went well for you guys. Game over, Jesse. You're here. Give me a Majora's Mask update. Dragon Chai 26 said, some time ago, I remember hearing that Square Enix made a few dev teams specifically for Switch games. We have not heard them recently. What do you think they are working on? Did we not give Bravely Default 2? How about Project Triangle Strategy? Like, Square last year gave us Bravely Default 2. This year they're giving us Project Triangle Strategy. They clearly have a dev team working on Switch stuff. Because they keep releasing Switch stuff. I don't know what else you expect them to do. I want them to make more games for Switch, absolutely. But until they announce it, you know what? Maybe it'll come out eventually since the Square Enix press conference is leaked with the media right now. Hopefully they'll trickle out some Switch games out of there. But we'll see. Excuse me. Whew. Buy a pre-built PC during Black Friday or Cyber Monday. It's really cheap for some really good devices. Yeah, and if you go through like the NZXT build program, you can kind of like customize one and they'll build it for you. And on like a Black Friday deal, they'll give you some real decent money off that pretty much gives you the PC at cost without a builder's fee. That's really nice. And it's a great way now, especially with the hard time to get GPUs to get one. But again, it's also up to, you know, because when you start thinking about a PC, there's a lot of things you got to, like when you buy a laptop, everything you need is there. You have a monitor, you have a keyboard, you have a mouse pad. It might not be great, it might not be the ideal way to play, but you can play games with it if you want. Whereas when you go with PC route, you got to consider the price of, okay, I need, you know, like I need a monitor, right? I need a place to put my computer in my monitor. I need a keyboard. I need a mouse. And all those accessories, if you don't already have them, can add up. You know, like my monitor right now is probably, well, it's not worth more than my computer. Actually, you know, the total amount of monitors I have in my house are worth more than my computer. I've got 2 4K monitors just sitting over here on the ground that I don't even use. Now, they're only 30 hertz. So I don't know who even wants those, but they were nice monitors way back in the day. And Pragmatism has become a member of the board of directors of Nintendo Prime. Thank you so much for becoming a leader in the community. I really appreciate your support. Now, I know it does say 5 out of 5, but I forgot to reset it, and we were at 3, so we're actually 3 short of a giveaway tonight, so it needs to say 8 out of 5 for us to do a giveaway. I apologize for that. I thought I reset it, but because I was watching the Bucks game, I guess I wasn't paying the most amount of attention when I set up my live stream. So I do apologize for not paying enough attention. But hey, thank you so much for becoming a member and showing your support. And hopefully you take advantage of your cool, you know, different color green name in the chat and all the emojis you get. I appreciate it. And if you join our Discord server and connect your YouTube account to it, you actually get to join our members only section of Discord. So that's really cool as well. I know you didn't just skip my question/comic earlier. There's so many people talking, I can't get to everything, Isaac Meeks. I'm so sorry. I'm serious. There's so much going on. I can't get to everyone. I've been trying to tell you guys this whole time. The chat's moving too quick, and I'm not streaming long enough tonight to answer all the questions. I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset anyone. I can't get to everything. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to if I'm not getting to your questions, guys, I'm not intentionally skipping them. There's so many tonight, and I don't have the time to stay up all night to answer them all. I wish I did. But I chose to watch the Milwaukee Bucks game, and I'm not going to apologize for that because that's what I wanted to do. Bent Studio said, will Metroid Prime 4 have a teaser at E3? I don't think so. I'm not expecting it. Kalahab Maki says, if Nintendo E3 leaks early, please don't spoil anything in the thumbnails or video titles. Thank you, Prime. I'll say this. if anything leaks from Nintendo's E3, like let's say we get the entire direct leak, I'll say this. The only thing that will ever be put in the thumbnail will be games we've already talked about. So if it's Donkey Kong and that's going to be there, sure, we'll put that in the title. Because we've already talked about that. Or if it's a 2D Metroid or whatever, Breath of the Wild 2, right? Like, if there are games we've already talked about, then yeah, it's probably going to end up being in the title. Now, am I going to put any imagery or anything? If we get imagery, if we get exact names, like if we get the Breath of the Wild 2 name, I'm not going to put that in it, right? Like, I'm not that stupid. You know, that's going to be something that you'll find out in the video with a spoiler warning. And thank you, Colton Cook, for becoming a champion and a new member of the board of directors of Nintendo Prime. Thank you so much.
You got what I need. If you say we'll just be friends. If you say we'll just be friends.
Thank you so much. That now gets us to 6 out of 5. We technically need 2 more members in order to do our giveaway since I forgot to reset it. That gives us 5 new members for the stream. So we are 2 new members away from doing a giveaway live right now. And I got to check my Twitter. Okay, good. I was like, I really hope that Ewin Racing wasn't messaging me again. I just gave him my shipping information. So hopefully we get that sorted out here soon. All right. Hopefully that's good enough, Kalamaki. I'm sorry if like even that's too much for you, but that's just, I'm letting you know, I'm being honest. That's how I'm going to handle it. If it's something we've already talked about, then I'm not afraid to put it in the title. If it's something we haven't talked about, then I won't. And I'll just put it in the video and add spoiler warnings. Let's see here. Would you like to see a new Ice Climbers game? Always, but I don't think we're going to get one. Then again, I didn't think we were going to get Kid Icarus Uprising, and we got that. So, thank you for subscribing, Colton Cook. So Colton Cook became a sponsor / member and subscribed at the same time. I greatly appreciate that, man. What are your thoughts on a Fire Emblem this E3? Possible. Rumors have been circulating over Fire Emblem remakes. If you remember what they did on 3DS, they kept, after Awakening, they really just kept spitting out Fire Emblems, it felt like every year, every other year. It's been a couple years. Kind of feels like it might be time to drop another one. So, we'll see. I'm not sure. There are rumors for it already. I'll say there's a more than likely chance that we will catch some Fire Emblem at E3. So, like 70%, I'm kind of leaning towards right now, personally. Kind of expecting to see a little Fire Emblem, but we'll see. We're obviously not going to see everything. They got to just save stuff for future announcements. But Dragon Chai 26 says, apologies for the last questions. I don't know that those games you listed were from that team. I asked about that. Don't worry about it, man. You're fine. So your Luke Skywalker says, would you want them to include Metroid Prime Hunters and Federation Force in Metroid Prime Anthology? It would include Metroid Prime Trilogy, putting the entire Prime series on Switch. I would love them to. I don't think they're going to. So, yes. Prime, Hunters, and also that other one, was it Federation Force? Absolutely. But they're not going to. I just have a feeling that they're not going to. Frieza says, or Game Over Jesse, you think they'll ever put N64 or Game Boy Advance games on Switch like the NES? That's so tough. If this virtual console stuff that Samus Hunter talked about is real, then yeah. But maybe that system doesn't come out till the next gen system, right? It's so tough to know if Nintendo's actually going to put forth this idea, this concept, this thing that Samus Hunter saw, and they're actually going to put it out on Switch, or if they're going to wait to do that on the next gen platform at this point. I don't know. So it's definitely possible. I don't know if I'd say likely, but it's possible. It's one of the few things that Samus Hunter put out there that I kind of am like, man, that would kick ass. I just don't know if Nintendo has the stones, if they have the cojones to do it. I hope I'm wrong. Because some things, it just doesn't feel good to be right about. we'll be catching new Kirby, possibly 3D. I don't know. The 3D comes from a leak from Kirby Fighters last year in a data mine. There were some 3D assets that specifically mentioned Kirby 3D. And then obviously we know they're factually working on at least one new Kirby game. Samus Hunter says they're working on 2, but we know they're at least working on 1 because all the Kirby people and developers and the person running the franchise has stated in several interviews over the past year that they are working on a new Kirby and they are trying to make it the greatest Kirby game ever made. So we'll see what happens. Isaac Meek says he's salty, not at me, but at some people who insist Age of Calamity isn't canon, which I know is dumb of me to be salty about, but I really think Nintendo is going to tie both AOC Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe, I have no idea. I think what happens is that Eiji Anomu kind of treated the game like it was going to be a prequel, right? This is the only game that's going to have the story and the explanation for what happened 100 years before Breath of the Wild. The only time you're going to see that story, right? And then we heard Nintendo's writing team was directly involved and wrote the entire story for Age of Calamity, which I fully believe because they told us that was the case. So you have that happen, and then Age of Calamity happens. And the way that game ends made a lot of fans go, well, then this can't be canon. Because that ending doesn't line up with the events that lead to Breath of the Wild, right? We were all expecting, as an example, kind of a spoiler, but I think we're far enough out from Age of Calamity to talk about this. The champions don't die. We all know in Breath of the Wild, the champions are dead. We actually know how they kind of die. Well, actually, no, we know exactly how they die, thanks to the DLC. Actually, they kind of told us before that, but we got to experience it in the DLC. So that made people go, well, then this can't be canon. My argument has always been the canon ending that leads to Breath of the Wild happens at the very beginning of the game. And then a time travel event happens, which creates a timeline split. That means Age of Calamity can be canon. But does it really tell the story of what happened 100 years ago? That's, I think, up for debate. Because, yeah, I think some events, sure, but it's very sticky, right? And that's why people debate that it's not canon, because they don't want it to be canon, and because they always argue, Eiji Anomu never used the word canon. You're right. I don't think Eiji Anomu has ever used the word canon to describe any of the Zelda games' place in the Zelda timeline. Pretty sure only fans have ever used that verbiage. So I think it's a pretty weak argument. But I think there's just fans that don't want it to be canon. Forgetting that the event that happens at the very beginning of the game is the ending that leads to Breath of the Wild. Anyways, my opinion is that Age of Calamity is canon, and it just creates a timeline split. Which, is that so crazy? Is that so crazy to think? Like, we haven't had timeline splits, multiple of them, in the Zelda franchise. Last I checked, there was a 3-way split, including a third split that Nintendo just pulled out their ass to try to make the timeline make sense. You guys remember that? Remember when they gave us Hyrule Historia and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was a 3-way split with one of them clearly just pulled out their ass because the split that they pulled out could be literally split off any game? Oh, Link dies and the bad guys win. You could split that off any Zelda game. Any Zelda game, Link could die and the bad guys can win. That split can exist in any game. So why is it off Ocarina of Time? All right. Because they kind of messed up the story in a way where it was really hard to connect all the games. So let's create a cop-out where the bad guys win, and then that's how we explain these other games. So, like, if Nintendo's willing to do that, why should we be surprised if they're willing to create another timeline split with Age of Calamity? A more intentional split. We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be. Plus, we obviously don't know the conclusion of Age of Calamity yet, because all the DLC's not here. Possible something happens that brings it all together. Or it's possible that, hey, that's just an alternate timeline. Cool. I guess we'll find out. The DLC's not here yet, so we'll find out. Luke Skywalker, exactly. I think Age of Calamity did show us what happened 100 years ago. If you pause it right before the thing happened, I know what you're talking. That's what I said. That happens like right at the beginning of the game. Like that's what I'm saying. The ending that leads to Breath of the Wild happens. It's just something else happens that leads to a split timeline. That's just, it's my opinion, though, of course. Not everyone's going to agree with that opinion. Canon enough for me. Just kind of ignore the contradictions. Oh, dude, there's a lot of contradictions. But see, the problem people have is if Age of Calamity doesn't create a timeline split, let's assume it doesn't create a timeline split. The problem that people have is that you can't have the champions live when the champions died. That, like, having contradictions is one thing. That's not just a contradiction. That's a fundamental backstory change, retcon, to like the entire backstory of Breath of the entire backstory of Breath of the Wild is built around the champions dying. Like, that is one of the crux that holds up that entire game. So if you retcon that with Age of Calamity, that's why I think it's a timeline split rather than a retcon. I think there might be callbacks to the Fierce Deity and Majora's Mask in any upcoming games. No, probably not. I would like for there to be, but probably it's kind of, isn't it surprising that Fierce Deity has never really been really outright referenced and brought back in any meaningful way in any of the Zelda games? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, it's one of the coolest masks, and like there's so much mystery surrounding the power of that mask and the power of Fierce Deity, and we don't really know the backstory of it. And wouldn't it be so neat to have like a game built around something that leads to the creation of that mask? Heck, wouldn't it be neat to have something that leads to the creation of the Majora Mask? Like, it would be so cool to have like an origin story kind of game to all these powerful masks. Right? I think it'd be cool. I mean, we kind of know how the 4 transformation masks, or we kind of know how those work. But like, we don't know about the Majora Mask or the Fierce Deity. We don't have a full understanding of how that power got captured in those masks. You know? I'm a big Zelda lore guy, so.
Thank you, Jotaku, for the $5.
Thank you so much, Jotaku. Says, I want a Souls game like based in the failed hero timeline, just randomly throwing it out there. Why not? Why not? Nothing wrong with a Souls game like that. I'm not big into the Souls series, but there's nothing wrong with that. Seriously. You know? Some interesting ideas. Like, I've always wanted like a Zelda game that goes from the enemy's perspective. Let's have a game that goes from Demai's perspective. Go from Ganondorf's perspective. From, you know, Agahim's perspective. Yuga's perspective. Let's have a game, not a spin-off game, because we get that with Hyrule Warriors, and probably with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity as well, with the DLC. Let's have something go from, in a canon Zelda game, the other direction. That makes Link look like the bad guy. Because I bet you, from the bad guy's perspective, they feel like the good guys. Cheers. As Game Over Jesse says, I am a legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Manga64 Gaming, for the 2.
I don't even know what that is. Do you guys call those dollars? I'm not actually sure what those are called. But the 2 whatever, the 2 NZ. Is that Netherlands currency? Am I totally off base on that? I'm not sure on all my country currency breakdowns. I think it's Netherlands. Or is it New Zealand? Maybe it's New Zealand. It would make more sense to be New Zealand than the Netherlands, right? Thank you for subscribing. Unga Bunga. What a name. I feel like it's kind of like
Unga bunga doo, where are you? Got someone to find you.
I'm sorry. That's what seeing Unga Bunga makes me think of. Scooby Dooby Doo. Coolest After Dark show ever. Thanks, man. Maybe when I start these streams super late, I should call them Nintendo Prime Live After Dark. But you know what happens when I call it Nintendo Prime After Dark, right? A certain song has to get played. Starts with a H. The second word starts with a C. And we're just going to leave it at that. It's not getting played tonight. I don't have it set up to do that. But, I mean, if I start doing a Nintendo Prime After Dark show, I mean, that song might have to come back. Galacticus said something? Who the heck is Cactus? What? I'm scrolling up here. What did they say? Did someone say something? Galactus says AJ Anoma confirmed that Age of Calamity story is a mainline story. You guys like it or not, still mainline. Do you know where that was actually confirmed? I'm actually legitimately curious. As someone who follows Zelda closely, I've never found an exact quote that says it's part of the mainline story. I've heard him say, this is where you're going to find out what happened 100 years ago. Yes, he said that. But that's different. You're drinking on a Monday? I'll drink on a Tuesday. Don't drink on Wednesdays. Drink on a Thursday. I'll drink on a Friday. Actually, this Friday, I'm probably not going to be. So I'll be live streaming this Friday, but I'm not going to be drinking, I don't think, on Friday. Maybe I'll have a beer. But if I do it, I'm just going to casually be drinking it. It's not going to be shots or anything. You guys can still super chat and all that. We'll still party it up. But that's because this weekend is the bachelor party for my sister's wedding. Her fiance, my future brother-in-law. I'm in the wedding, of course. I'm one of the groomsmen. So I am going to the bachelor party at a cabin on Saturday, and I am about 99.9% certain that we will be drinking quite a bit of booze and playing quite a bit of drinking games. So I am not going to allow myself to have any alcoholic beverages on Friday night, except maybe a casual beer. If I have a cold one, this is a warm beer, so it's not really that refreshing. Actually, this is getting warm now too, so this isn't really that refreshing. But yeah, we're just gonna call it like that for Friday. But we'll still do. Guys, obviously, I don't think people super chat necessarily to get me to do shots. I just like to have some casual drinks and chill. Like the new setup says, was it Angel? Thank you. Angle, right? Want to be Angle. Could we get another ending in the second DLC, like Tarako the Egg Guardian shows more memories? Possible. I doubt it, but possible. A true lyricist doing his finest work. Absolutely. Dark has the Pornhub intro play before the Pornhub intro. The Pornhub. Okay. I'm not going to say I haven't been on Pornhub. I have. I've probably been on all the porn sites at some point in my life. The Pornhub intro. Is that the one that's like dun 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 or something like that? Is that what it is? I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's an intro to a different porn site. I have no idea. I always forget who pays attention. Who pays attention to the Pornhub intro? I thought everybody just scrubbed to the spots they like in the porn, don't they? Or maybe there are people who watch the whole thing. I have no idea. Now we're just way off topic. Be of age, folks, and don't watch anything illegal, please. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing, you too. Not the band, not to be confused with the band, but thank you for subscribing, you too. Ho! Fun fact, with that latest subscriber, we have now hit 68,420. That's right, we have hit the magic 420. Gotta raise a glass to that one. Cheers. You guys can't see that, but yeah. You never been on any of those sites, but you know the intro. I mean, Nintendo porn is Nintendo. Actually, no, it's not. J Digital says, you put a lot of work into the channel. It's good to take a load off with a few shots, chill, and talk Nintendo. You deserve it. It's not really just even the channel, you know. I'm a father of 3. I don't, you know, I try not to talk about my children too much. But I am a father of 3. I have a job. I'm in college. Let's just say ending my day with a few drinks, a couple shots. Sometimes you need that mental unwind, right? So I deserve it for multiple reasons beyond the channel. But I do put some serious work into on the channel when I can. If you guys didn't know, this channel is just done in my free time. I don't have set hours. It's just done when I have time. Except for E3. We schedule that out, obviously. But yeah, because I have to like get babysitters and schedule everything. Like my mom is taking the kids, because like the bachelorette party for my sister's wedding is the weekend of E3. Not like what kind of timing is that, right? So my mom is taking the kids for a few days, so Yulia can go to the bachelorette festivities, and I don't have to worry about the kids while I'm doing my stuff. And you know what sucks? Eric just told me today he might have to dip out for like an hour or two in the middle of my E3 coverage on the very first day. On the very first day. That bastard. Day number 1? Really, Eric? Because one of his cousins has a grad party and he wants to go pop in for a little bit. And that's fine. Family first. Even though we have a big show. Family first. Don't worry. We'll be bringing in a special guest during his time away. So it'll be all good. It'll be all good. You won't. You'll have more than just me. Is what I'm saying. Don't worry about it. We got things covered. Maybe we'll do a special giveaway while he's gone. Maybe I'll grab this old Switch Lite back here and be like, all right, Eric's gone. Let's have some fun. Who wants to win a Switch Lite? Let's give away 3 of these bad boys. We'll see. And no, I will not be drinking during E3 except for the final day. The final day is Celebration Day. So, and I won't be drinking the entire stream. It'll be like the last couple hours. It'll be like, all right, it's unwind time. Let's unwind from a long E3. Let's celebrate. Let's have some drinks. Let's have some shots. Let's have some fun. And let's just react as we build up to our final giveaway and our final shebang to end the whole stream. So, but that'll be on the last day. Chanel Deal says, for a free time YouTube channel, this is a working marvel of tech and passion. I try. It's not perfect. Things are the thing is, I am more critical of my work than anybody else. As an example, there was not a single person who ever said there was a problem with my microphone being in front of my face like this. Or really more like this. There was not a single person that said, man, I'm really bothered with Nate's microphone being in front of his face during podcast or during the live E3 show or during live streams. Not a single person complained about the microphone being in front of my face. There wasn't a single person. Not one. Nobody said, you need to go improve your set so people can see your face. Nobody said that. Except for me. I watch my own content. I go back, I watch it, and I go, you know what? Wouldn't this be better if people could actually see my... You're going to be reacting to things. Wouldn't it be better if they could actually fully see your face while you're reacting, while you're talking? Wouldn't it be great if some of the occasional issues that happen where I turn my head like this or like this away from the microphone, like I turn this way to talk to Eric, or I turn this way to kind of glance at the TV at the special guest, or whatever, if my voice volume didn't change because I didn't drag the microphone with me. And wouldn't it be great if I didn't have to drag the microphone with me? And wouldn't it be nice if I had more desk space in front of me for things by not having a microphone on it? Wouldn't that be great? So I could turn this way, I could dance, I can walk around a little bit, and you guys can still hear me just fine. Wouldn't that be nice? It wasn't that anybody said I needed to do it. I wanted to do it. And that's kind of the way it's been the whole time. No, a lot of what I do with the channel and a lot of what I do with my setups aren't because people told me to do it. It's funny, most people try to make their channels better through criticism, right? You know, you get constructive criticism, you get feedback, and no one really says anything to me that's all that useful, usually. Things they talk about are often things I don't have much control over. You know, like, hey, it'd be nice if your streams weren't interrupted by your kids sometimes. What do you want me to do? I can't afford a studio. I can't afford to do this full time, let alone afford like an actual studio away from my house. So what do you expect me to do? Not put my kids first? You know, stuff like that. Like, I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to change that aspect, at least not now, not anytime soon. We're not Spawn Wave around here. We can't afford a separate studio, right? So this is literally built into part of my house. There's a huge section of my house that is dedicated to YouTube, which is crazy that my fiance even let me do that. But like we even have like a whole, there's like my studio is 2 rooms. It's this big room, and then we have a smaller room back here that used to be my studio. That's now like a storage room. Slash technically it's my gaming collection in there as well. I don't know if I'll ever put that on camera again. We'll see. There's probably going to be a time that I film in there. Sure, maybe I'll bring my phone in there and I do like, hey, blah 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 blah, because like maybe I'm doing like an ad or something for a product, and the product would look really neat in that room next to a bunch of other products. But like that's like everything about this is just visions I have for what I want to do and how I want to be unique and different. Nobody said that I had to put $1,000+ into buying stuff for giveaways for E3. Nobody said I had to put $2K plus into equipment and various things to build this set for E3. Nobody said I had to do any of that crap. I could just sit at my desk like I was, put the camera sloppily behind the screen, have the Post Sisters in the background, not give away anything, and just live react, and things would be fine. We'd still get some viewership. Things would still be nice. You'd still get some raw reactions. But is that as cool as what I'm doing now? Hell no. Not in my opinion. I want to make content I'm proud of. I want to make content I want to watch. So yeah, I'm inspired by places like Linus Tech Tips, which have way more money and way bigger and you can do whatever the hell they want, right? I'm inspired by those places. I can't do exactly what those places do. As an example, I don't have a cameraman. Having a cameraman could really take things to the next level, because they could use the camera and they could follow me around. They can zoom in and zoom out naturally without having to do it in post. They could fix any focus issues live on the spot, etc., etc., etc. But like, it's just, I don't have that kind of air of professionalism. It's just me alone in a room with a camera. What can I do to make that special? And I'm my own worst critic. So yeah, I keep investing and reinvesting. Do I need a Stream Deck XL? No. But does it sure as heck make things more fun?
Oh, yeah, it does.
So everything I'm doing is what I want to do. And I hope you guys appreciate it all. And if you don't, oh well. So do you want us to complain about the mic so you feel less self-critical? We'll help you with that if you want, you know. That's all right. I know this microphone doesn't sound as good, right? I mean, I think the volume's good. It was too loud originally. I had to, because these other mics needed to be cranked up a little bit louder. These ones don't, because obviously they're always picking up, like, I think it even picks up the sound directly from my throat at this point. But you buy an autographed orange vanilla, the Coke Zero. What would you pay for an autographed orange vanilla Coke Zero? I'll even send you one that isn't opened. What would you pay for my autograph? I did autograph someone's Wii U once back in the day. I don't know why they wanted me to. I'm like, I'm just ruining the value of this. I don't know. You should just really scrub that off when you get home. Take some isopropyl alcohol, some nail polish remover again, and go ahead and take that permanent marker off. Repaint it to be worth more. The house next to yours is on fire? Dude. Are they there so it doesn't spread to your house? Signed Orange Coke Zero. The people have spoken. Signed Orange Coke Zeros for everyone. I've got some. They're not signed, but I could. Who really wants that stuff? Nate's mic looks ugly. Ew. And for E3, it won't be as bad. Like right now, it's just kind of hanging here. Eventually, I'll get some different shirts that I can fully button up. Because right now, see this? I'm like a little bit away weight-wise. I think if I lose about another 15 pounds, this shirt will fully button. But right now, because of this little hernia bump I have here, I don't have a hernia anymore, but I have some leftover stuff from it. Some scars, some tissue, some other stuff. I can't quite get this. I can button it up here just fine. The button's up here all the way down until you get to my hernia part. So I need to lose about another 15 pounds before this shirt will button up. But if I get a bigger size than this, I can button it up, and then you can put this right on here like you're supposed to, and then, yeah, then it'll actually look nicer than kind of like dangling here and the cord's showing and whatever. I know there's things I can do to improve. I don't have a lot of experience with lavalier mics, but we'll get there. Boy, I already paid you too much to drink shots the other night. I get one free. Hasn't your mama taught you that nothing in life is really free? Someone pays for it somewhere. Just got put out and the house wasn't on fire. It was just the shed. Oh, damn. Take it off. God. You guys are wild. What are you looking forward to the most at E3 aside of Nintendo stuff? Well, Microsoft's presentation. I have Game Pass. I have Series X. Very interested in what they have going on. I think Age of Empires 4 is going to get blown out. That's going to be nice. Obviously, Bethesda stuff as well. Age of Empires 4 might get saved for the PC gaming show too as well. So that's something. All the companies, all the major ones, you got Bandai Namco. That should be pretty exciting. Sega should be pretty exciting. Square Enix is going to be exciting. I think all the shows are going to have something good. The PC gaming show is going to be cool. We're going to see hardware. We're going to see software. I think that's always neat. It always seems to drag on longer than it probably should, but that's just, I don't know. I guess that's just the way PC Gamer does it. They like to drag things out, so we just enjoy the drag out with them. What are you looking forward to? So yeah, so that's kind of, I'm kind of looking forward to just everything. I don't think there's anything I'm not looking forward to at E3. It has not been announced yet. The time for Nintendo has not been announced. Jeff Grubb says this week. But yeah, limited runs. One has been announced. We also know when Ubisoft is going. It looks like Square Enix might have pulled back their date and are going to re-announce it because they might be moving it based on other dates. Ewin Racing, you bastards. That's all right. So they're sending us. Well, I gotta ask them which chairs are they sending us. I ask them which chairs because they're saying, "Oh, we'll send you the chairs, but you got to pay for shipping." And I'm like, I mean, we're not gonna turn down free chairs just because we got to pay for shipping. Oh, shipping will be $55 for each chair, and I'm like, all right. What am I going to do? You're sending me free chairs. Am I really going to turn down free chairs over $55 in shipping for each chair? I mean, my butt's already hurting, and I've only been sitting in this chair a little over an hour. It sure would be nice to have some more comfortable chairs. So then I'm like, hey, can you at least tell me what chair we're getting? Now we're getting the $200 ones, the $400. Like, I'm just curious. I'm sure it's just going to be the $200 ones. But I'm like, you know what? It's whatever. I'll pay for shipping. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I will pay for shipping. I want that sexy switch light, dude. Let's just bring that switch light to the forefront. Brand new color. How hard is this thing to get anyways? Let me go on Amazon right now. Is it sold out on Amazon? Switch light. Our switch light sold out in general on Amazon? Oh, it is not sold out on Amazon. This color isn't sold out yet. So this one's not sold out. Other Switch Lite colors are sold out, but not this color. So, cool. That's good. I'm glad it's not sold out. But yeah, this one. Something I can set it on. Whoops. Oh no, I knocked down the... There we go. That kind of looks good, right? I knocked down the Nintendo Prime sword. Someone made this for me custom. Pretty cool, huh? Get back to the chat here. Got about 10 minutes to go here. We need Sonic Mania 2. Take off your shirt and you'll cry tears of joy. No. I'm not Review Tech USA. There's no amount of money you can give me to take off my shirt. Sorry. Do you have the most wanted in Smash Bros. Versus who you think will be the last two characters? Most wanted is Conker's Bad Fur Day, who I think is going to end up being as Crash and a Zelda character. Is all my E3 show going to be Nintendo stuff? You mean the giveaways? All the giveaways are going to probably be related to Nintendo in some way. Maybe. There's certain accessories that might be able to go with more than one system. But in terms of the full E3 show, no. We're covering E3 all 4 days. Only some of that's Nintendo. We're covering everything. Every E3, we cover it all. We don't just focus on just Nintendo. Obviously, Nintendo's extra special for us, but we don't just focus on Nintendo during E3. We cover the entire shebang. It's an entire show. So, let's go. I see them at my Best Buy a lot, yeah. It gives you of your Game Boy Color back then. Yeah, so they call this what? Cool Blue? And like, is it blue or is it purple? Like, it's very close to being purple, right? It's so, I don't know. It's probably in the color palette, technically a blue color, I'm sure. You know, if I took a picture of this and went on Amazon or went in Photoshop, it'd probably tell me blue. But it's so close to purple as well. And there it is.
See, look at my little hernia spot here. Eat that thing. Thank you, Odyssey TC, for the $9.99.
God, you guys see that little hernia spot when I stand up? Look at this. See this? You can like see it sticking out like a cone right here. See, like that's not normal. Like when you're fat, like it's just, I hate it. My surgeon messed up is what happened. And we're not happy about it. And we're trying to get it covered by insurance. They said, oh, we won't cover it because it's cosmetic. I'm like, no, it's supposed to come out when the surgeon fixed my hernia. Not happy about it. That's blue. Blurple. All right, so Odyssey TC, I did the 99. He said, a down payment towards my signed Coke Zero. Let's get hype for E3. Quick question. Do you think possible story elements in Breath of the Wild 2 is what gives Skyward Sword its $60 price tag? No. No. What gives Skyward Sword $60 price tag is that Nintendo knows they can sell it to you for $60. And you'll buy it. That's it. There's no magic bullet to it. Let me get right on sending you that Coke. I mean, if you seriously want me to send you one, I will. Hit me up in DMs. But like, I don't know why you'd want one. Maybe so you could drink it with me on stream. Make it wait till I'm as big as PewDiePie, and then you can be like, yeah, I got this. It's worth something now. I'm never gonna be that big. I'll be surprised that you can get to 100,000 subscribers someday, let alone a million, let alone 100 million. I see a 4-way pack of Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask. The option to choose between the 64. Well, maybe. He's unpredictable. I like to keep people on their toes, that's for sure. I like to keep people on their toes. I'm so down you don't even know.
Won't you take me to Funky Town?
Oh boy. Do I like Nathaniel Nandy's videos? I don't even know who he is. Believe it or not, I don't watch a ton of YouTubers. Sounds crazy, I know, but I really don't watch a ton of YouTubers. Like when I click on my home, when I click on my homepage, what pops up? I got Game Over Jesse's podcast. And these aren't all subscribed. Review Tech USA, I am subscribed to him. Got a video from him on the future of gaming looks bleak or whatever he said here. And then I got some ESPN stuff. I'm sure if I go to my subscriptions feed, it'll be obviously more stuff I'm subscribed to. Yeah, ESPN, Milwaukee Bucks, some big sports guy, Game Over Jesse. There's Tech Link, so I'm subscribed to all the Linus Tech Tip family of channels. Yeah. Good Vibes Gaming. Well, like, I don't take the time to watch all this stuff, so just because I'm subscribed doesn't necessarily mean I watch. All right. We're winding down here. Oh, we lost a subscriber. We're no longer at 420. Dang it. We're hitting 100K in less than 3 weeks. E3 show is coming and subs will flock in. I'm glad you think so. I have no idea. I'm glad that you think we're going to hit 100K in E3. I'll be happy to just have all you guys there with me, winning stuff and enjoying E3 with me. You know, I used to say I'll be happy if we hit 70K. I don't even, like, I just want to have a good time. I want to put on a good show. I want you guys to put on a good show, and I want to look back at this E3 and be proud of what I did. Proud of the presentation I put forth. Proud of the fun we did, and hopefully everything goes off without a hitch. I know there'll always be some issues, but that I don't foresee, but I'm hoping that everything just goes off without a hitch, and I put on a show to be proud of. That is my biggest thing right now, is I want to make sure that everyone has a good time, whether you win or not, and no matter what's announced or not announced, that we put on a fantastic show for you guys. So that's one of those. That's one of those things to me that I just want to put on a good show. Anything that happens from that show is gravy. If we somehow gain 30,000 subscribers in the course of 4 days, I mean, what? How do you even describe something like that? That just seems improbable to me. Even when we had 1.5 million views back in September of last year, we didn't gain 30,000 subscribers in a month. So, like, to imagine gaining that many in 4 days is crazy. To even get like 1,000 in 4 days is crazy to me. So, and I have no idea how many people are going to be tuning into my E3 streams. I assume all of you guys will. And when I have that 200, 300 people that show up to my live streams or my podcast, I assume we'll at least have those numbers, at least 300 during E3. But, you know, how do I know who else is going to tune in? You know, who else is going to tune in? How do I know more people are going to tune in? How do I know? You know, how do I get your friends to turn in, your family to tune in? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. How do I get YouTube to suggest my stuff? I don't know. There's going to be so many people doing E3 stuff. How do I get found in the crowd? I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? Could be huge. Could just be what it is now, which is nothing. There's nothing wrong with what it is now. Googie's Laundry says, I'm subbed. Well, we did get a new sub there. Let's see if that put us back to 420 if we lost. We lost another sub. Subs go up and down all day. You know, they generally go up overall in the end. Yeah, we're back up. We generally go up overall every day. But are you doing E3 June 12 live? We're doing the entire E3. 12, 13, 14, 15, 12 hour plus live streams, pre-shows, post-shows, live commentary, live reactions, live giveaways, live competitions, where you can win prizes, live competitions between me and my co-host with punishments. We're doing special guests coming on to carry on the conversations and ask them questions and get their reactions to things. We have a special guest coming on who is not only going to react to some news with us, they're also going to be talking about a special organization that is trying to help the homeless. And I think it's important that, well, during E3, I am giving back as much as I can to all of our fans and gamers everywhere coming out of this pandemic, And we also highlight there's other things in this world that could use attention. And with homeless rates being higher than ever, I think it's important to at least take a moment during our E3 coverage to recognize somebody who is trying to do something about that. So we're going to have a special moment for that as well during E3. So like we have just a lot of stuff going on. Just a lot of stuff. You might be able to get close to 80K. Your event's going to be huge, my guy. We'll see. We'll see. And one thing that is neat is all our giveaways that we do, a lot of them, like a lot of the physical product giveaways, because I need shipping addresses and everything, I can't just like go in the live chat and select winners, right? We're doing them through like a separate website called Viral Sweep. Through Viral Sweep, you'll be able to, not only give us your email, which you'll have to be able to enter, you'll be able to obviously share on all the various social media programs, like, share on Twitter, share on this, and all the pre-set up things for sharing are essentially going to be, hey, I just entered a live giveaway on Nintendo Prime's live E3 show. Come check out that show and get a chance to enter yourself here. And it's going to all just be straight advertisements for the show. So like you can get additional entries by sharing on Twitter, sharing on Facebook, Instagram, wherever we're able to share. And all of them are going to be basically, hey, I just entered this giveaway. Why don't you come check out this show with me and get a chance to win yourself? Instead of giving direct links to enter the giveaway, it's going to be direct links back to the show to encourage more people to come check out the show and hopefully like what they see. Right? I think that's a good idea. Isn't that a good? I don't know. I feel like that's a good idea to spread the word. Get all you guys to spread it out, and hopefully it just naturally spreads from there. And if we do get, a couple of YouTubers out there to, spread it on their stuff, and it just might grow exponentially from there. So, be there at E3, Googie's Laundry. We're doing all of our giveaways live at E3. We got a Switch Lite that we're giving away here. We got this $100 Nintendo Switch Pro Fusion controller. We got this Mario Lego set back here. Mario Kart Hot Wheels set back there along with all the accessories. We got all that down here. We're giving away, we got some canvas art of the Poe sisters from Ocarina of Time. We got Collector's Edition Yahtzee. We got a Breath of the Wild shirt from E3 2016. A special coin from E3 2016 as well. We got, there's a lot. We got hundreds of games we're giving away, game codes, lots of digital game codes. We're giving away Eshop gift cards. The list just keeps growing, growing, and growing. We have 3 third-party controllers coming that we're going to be giving away. They're on their way right now. They should be here by the end of the week. We have some stuff arriving on Wednesday that I can't wait to show off some of it to you guys. Some of it we're going to keep hidden. Some of it we're not. Some of it might appear on our set just randomly, and you're going to be like, what the hell is that? That thing looks badass. How do I get one? Show up at E3. It's going to be sweet. We got some big things planned, guys. Lots of things planned. And every game we give away is going to be a quality game. Whether it's indie or AAA or Nintendo. Doesn't matter. It's going to be big. Sounds good, Isaac Meeks. I'm not... Hold on. You're trying to get an E3 Breath of the Wild? No, whoa. No. You're not getting one of my E3 Breath of the Wild shirts. Nice try. We're giving those away during E3. You don't just get it. You got to win it. They're not for sale. They're not for sale. Nice try, though. I appreciate the hustle. I'll send you the Coke. But I appreciate the hustle. No. That's for E3. You sneaky man. Sneak. I see what you're trying to do over there. Trying to put one past old Nintendo Prime over here. I might be old. Not that old. See how we tried to sneak that in? Oh, I know. I was like, oh yeah, I'll send you that. And then I saw the Breath of the Wild E3 shirt. I'm like, no. Nice try. I will note that during E3, we are going to have, I think every day, 2, this is really minor in the grand scheme, but we're going to have like 2 15-minute or potentially 20-minute segments. I got to kind of see how the schedule works out, where the chat is going to be shut down to members only. I do expect that to maybe hurt some of the numbers. But that's just because I want to show appreciation for all of our members and give them an opportunity to get their say in and get me and Eric's reactions from them and respond to them directly. And then we'll reopen the chat back open to everyone. We're not going to just, lock it down forever. It's just going to be a temporary thing. There'll probably even be a timer on screen letting the public know when the public chat will open back up for everyone. So it's just one of those. I just want to make sure that we especially recognize our members who support us and help make what we do possible here at the channel. Because a lot of these giveaways are either funded by the channel directly or funded by my job. That's simple. This channel basically doesn't make money for me. At least not yet. Maybe someday. I'd like to do it full time someday, so it has to make money for me someday. I'm so late. What'd you miss? The whole stream. The whole stream you missed. Hope I remember how to enter. It'll all be explained during E3 how to enter the giveaways. There will be links in the description to a public, the document's going to be locked, but it's going to be a viewable public Google document that will explain how the giveaways work, all the rules, all that jazz. So it'll just be one document for you to get all that information. Otherwise, like when we do the physical item giveaways, it'll be a pinned comment in the chat while the giveaway is going on. And we'll remind people repeatedly through voice that, hey, be sure to go enter that giveaway. Check out the pinned comment. Obviously, our moderators in the chat can remind anyone in the chat, hey, there's a giveaway going on right now. Can I enter the giveaway? Yeah, go check the pinned comment in the chat, see what we're giving away at that moment, get entered and all that jazz. Because the giveaways aren't going to be like, enter this and we're going to announce the winner 2 hours from now. It's going to be, no, enter now. And the winner will be announced in 15 minutes. The winner will be announced in a half hour. At most, the winner will be announced in an hour. Like some items, some of the bigger ticket items, like the Switch Lite, we might give people like an hour to enter, right? Like we might start a giveaway right before Nintendo's press conference and then right after announce the winner, right? Something like that. So it's just something to pay attention to throughout the thing. And Dominic Santos has become a member of the board of directors of Nintendo Prime. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the board of directors, Dominic Santos, and welcome to the Champions Club here at Nintendo Prime. I gotta be careful. Dr. Disrespect might come up here and be like, no, I'm the only one with the Champions Club. Well, you know what? You don't own the word champion, Mr. Dr. Disrespect. You're gonna look at me and say I'm 5 foot nothing. You're 6 foot nothing. Dr. Disrespect, you and me, let's go. Take you on a Splatoon. Gotta get you out of your element. Yeah, you said, you play your Warzone. Come at me. Splatoon 3, day 1. Let's go. One-on-one. Dr. Disrespect, Nintendo Prime. One-on-one. Let's do it. Show you who's the boss up in here. He'd probably still kick my ass. He's so good at like every game he plays. I want the Super Mario animated movie trailer to drop already. Me too. All right. I gotta go, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. I'll have new videos dropping tomorrow. We'll have a live stream tomorrow night as well, starting much earlier than the one tonight did, and also ending before the one tonight did. I think tomorrow night's is going to go from 8 p.m. To 11 p.m. So a nice 3-hour stream. So it'll be longer than this one, but it's going to end, not as late as this one did. So thank you guys for tuning in. I had a lot of fun, and I'll catch you later. Peace. Well, thank you guys to everyone who super chatted, by the way. I don't have time to go back through them because I got to go take care of a couple things before my fiance gets home. Bye.